Hello, diamond painting lovers. Lazy retired granny here. Today is Thursday morning, about 5:30 in the morning. It's February 23rd, 2023. Thought I would just jump on here and do a whip and chatter. We have a little bit of excitement going on here. We don't get a lot of snow where I live in Salem, Oregon, and it has been snowing. So, yeah, I'm sure that they will be closing the schools. It just started snowing again about 10 minutes ago. So, yeah. We are not equipped for snow. So it's a big deal when it snows here. And in the city that I live in, and the part of town that I live in, we have a lot of hills. So it's really hard to, get around going up and down those hills when there's a bunch of snow on the road, because they can't get out and clear all those roads too, the side roads and whatnot. And then I live on the west side, and the south side of town also has a lot of hills. So yeah, it's a little difficult to get around. And where I live across the river, so I have a bridge to cross that also is sloping, and that is difficult to maneuver when it's icy or snowing. So if you want to get in to the main part of town, you might as well forget it or take your chances. So the school buses come from the north side of town and have to cross that bridge, which may be a little difficult. But I like it when it snows. Some years we get a lot of snow, and then other times we may not get any snow. I think last year we had a couple snow days right after Christmas. Well, in 2021, Christmas of 2021. But it seems like we're getting more snowfall in January, February than in years past that I can remember. But then I have a senior brain, so. I know we've had snow, everybody wants snow, yay, snow. But then when we get the heavy snowfall and it lasts more than 2 or 3 days, then it's like, when's the snow gonna leave? We want to get out. I know to the north, going towards Portland, or in the Portland area, they're a mess up there. I saw on Facebook that the I-5 freeways are closed, or if not closed, you're not going to go anywhere. It's just stopped. So yeah, I'm just waiting to hear the official word that schools are closed. I take 2 of my grandsons to school every day, and believe me, I do not want to be traveling on the hills to get to their junior high and high school. Sometimes they'll say, yeah, it's a 2-hour delay, and then they change it and say, no, schools are closed. So I'm just hoping that they make the big announcement that schools are closed. Ellie went outside to do her business, and she did that, and then she ran around the yard real quick, and it's like, okay, I'm ready to go in. The breeze came up. It's getting to be quite windy out there. So I think she was a little chilled. I'm a little stuffy this morning. I don't know if it's because of the weather change. I do have allergies, and I think my allergies might be spore related during the winter time, because it seems like you get the spring and summer allergies, but I have them during the winter also. And they kind of been acting up the last few days. So I got started on my knitting project, and oh my gosh, sometimes the easiest patterns are the ones that I make the most mistakes on. So I'm making a small afghan, and there's 225 stitches. So I did the beginning of the pattern, which was 6 rows, I think. Then you get into the meat of the pattern, which is a 10-row repeat. And you're not adding any stitches or any of that. You just stay with the 225. But you are doing a few fancy stitches. And so I got to row 7, and it's like I got 4 extra stitches. Now, how in the world did I do that? So I had to rip out row 7, and I still have too many stitches. So I ripped out that row, still nothing. Well, I think it's at row 4. When you finish row 4, I have to do a color change. And I did the color change, and that's where I messed up. I had to rip that thing clear back to row 4. And so I'm at the color change now, and I'm going to work on that later when I get done with this section that I'm doing in my diamond painting. And then it should be light outside so I can watch the snowfall. Hopefully it's still snowing then. Hard to see it right now because it's so dark outside. So my goal today is to try to get through the 10th row. Excuse me. Take a sip of coffee. And then I can start my 10 row repeats again. Yeah, I get frustrated when I do silly mistakes. I think, oh, this is easy. Don't really need to concentrate too much. Well, you do, because the pattern changes up and you got to pay attention to what you're doing. And this stitch that I'm doing, it's on one row you slip one with yarn and back and then knit one, and then you change it up and you do slip one with yarn in front. And I think what happened is that I wasn't concentrating and I was doing yarn overs. Yeah, I didn't put my yarn back where it was supposed to be. So, but I don't think I was real focused when I was knitting. I had my mind elsewhere. If you hear any crunching noise, that's Ellie eating her breakfast. She's so funny. Last summer, every year she has her teeth cleaned. And when she has her dental cleaning, their gums are a little bit sore. So she gets soft food for a couple of days till her gums are not sore. Well, she loves soft food. And she decided, she's a very stubborn dog. She is so smart. She's hilarious. But this time, when I switched her back from the soft food to her kibbles, she decided she was not going to eat her kibbles. And she's very stubborn. She will not do something until you do what she wants her to do. And so what I had to do is give her kibbles and then put a couple teaspoons full of dry food in with the kibble. And then she'll eat it. Well, this has been going on since last July. So, yeah, she gets a couple teaspoons of soft food. She is hilarious. She's a good dog, you know, for the most part. She's well behaved, but she can be stubborn. If she sees a squirrel, she's gone. There's just no holding her back. She is focused on that squirrel, or any critter for that matter. And then has a really bad habit lately of barking at people that she doesn't know, and she'll go right up to them. I mean, she won't bite them, but you know, she just goes right up to them and, you know, bark, bark, bark. And she's a big dog, so you know, I can understand people would be afraid, you know, that she was going to attack them. And she just started doing that. Well, we used to go to the dog park every day. And then when COVID first started, you know, we didn't know a lot about it, and if it could be transmitted to animals, and if an owner had COVID and you touch their pet, you know, could it be transferred? And then people at the dog park were not wearing masks and stuff. And there was a group of us that met every day early in the morning. And so our dogs got to know each other and know, you know, their people and whatnot. And we had been going out there since 2015, because Ellie was born in 2014, and because, you know, she couldn't go out until she was completely, you know, had all of her vaccines and whatnot. And then she had some medical issues, and so we were delayed, or I was delayed in getting her socialized for about till she was a year old. But she is such a scaredy dog that she wouldn't even get out of the car when we first started going. And so what I had to do is just go to the park, and we'd just sit in the car and watch all the dogs. And we did that for, oh my gosh, a couple weeks. And then she wouldn't get out of the car, and so then I would get out of the car and leave her in there, and I'd go play with the other dogs, which I knew would irritate her. You know, she would be jealous. And So we did that for about a week, and she decided, okay, I'm getting out of the car. You're not going in there and playing with those dogs without me. So she finally got brave and got out of the car, but she wouldn't leave my side. She just stayed right next to me. Well, then we met a group of people who we became friends with, and Ellie liked their dogs and whatnot. So she got a little brave, and she would actually go about 10 feet from me. Well, then she met Tia, who's a dog about her size, same age. Tia is just, oh, I love that. I love her. She is just really special. But Tia likes to chase the ball. And she took Ellie under her wing and her paw. And Ellie would follow her around, and she taught Ellie how to chase the ball and bring it back. It was just amazing to watch this. And so Ellie then became obsessed with chasing the ball, bringing it back. And it was hilarious because Tia's owner, Larry, Ellie would bring the ball back but give it to Larry to throw. Tia would bring the ball back for me to throw. So we'd kind of switch dogs. I'll never forget those days. Just so fun. And Tia, she is a tease like Ellie. And she would tease us with the ball. I've got lots of video that I took over the years. And then another dog out there, Barney, he was a smaller dog. I can't remember what kind he is, but oh my gosh, what a personality he had. And he would go up to Ellie and just egg her on so that Ellie would chase him. Oh my gosh, so funny. Just a lot of really happy memories. Oops. But anyway, we have not been to the dog. Well, I shouldn't say we haven't been. We have been to the dog park. We stopped going in 2020. And then a lot of stuff happened in 2020, 2021. And then I tried taking Ellie out to the park. Well, she got out of the car. She was all excited, but none of her friends were there. And she didn't know the dogs that were there. And she was getting mad at him. What are you doing here? This is my area. And she'd bark at him. And it was just a fiasco. I had to take her out of the park. And that's when she, started this new thing of protecting her space. And acting assertive with her area. So we've tried going to the park a couple times, but I take her, there's the big park area and the small dog area. So I've taken her out early in the morning, but there's been big dogs out there, but there's nothing in the little dog area. So I take her over there and play with her and let her run around. But yeah. So I guess I'll try again. I got to get in contact with her people, see when they're going to go, if it, early in the morning when there's not a lot of dogs out there. So this summer, because it used to be we'd go out really, really early in the morning and before it got hot, and that worked out really good because we were all kind of early risers. Okay, well, I guess that's it for this whip and chatter. It's been about 30 minutes and my camera will only do 30 minutes. So I might do another whip and chatter later if we get more snow and there's excitement. So, okay. Be sure you hit that like button, leave a comment. I'd love to hear what the weather's like in your area and if you have any pets, how they act. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe and join my diamond painting and now knitting family. And if you want to share the video, that's fine. Hit the notification bell so you know when my next video comes up. Have a great day.